Okay. Just had to make room on the SD card. On the back side of the garage you can see the walk-in door, and you can see on, zoom in a little bit here so we can get as much detail as I can if possible. Peak antifreeze and GK spark plugs. I'll give you an indication of how big this is. That whole peak antifreeze sign is 1/4 of an inch.
Wow.
So if you look at the size of those tires, they're .332 maybe, or if I do it with the metric to make it a little bit easier. Okay. Two millimeters. If I can get the lighting just right, you look under the hood of the car with the hood open, you will see in front of it, if it will focus on that, I don't know if it will or not. You can see it's an engine, a V8 engine with the carburetor on it, and if you look, you can actually see the lower cross member under the hood of the car. And turn this slowly around to the tow truck. Hopefully it'll focus on that. Might be a little bit hard to get it. Have to give it a false background so it has something to focus on. There we go, W5. My last initial in 5 because there were 5 people in the family. If you look at the race car here, it's got my number on it. And that's a 510, and there's a 510 beside it. Number 79 is a friend of mine's, Tim. And on this side of the garage, it has Winslade and Sons. To give you an indication of size on this one. See if I can get it in a way that it'll work. Okay, the closest race car there is 3/8 of an inch. If it'll focus on it, the tow truck is 9/16 of an inch. There you have my garage, my shop. So we can zoom out just a hair so you can see the detail of the whole thing there. The diorama. There you go. So if you look at the back of this race car here, that little block, if you can see it, it's a radiator. It's supposed to be the radiator out of the car that has the hood up. It's a little bigger than it should have been, but you know, give you an indication. This is a .7 pencil lead, so it's .7. You look at the size of the carvings of the numbers. It's about half of that. This was a very difficult one to do. I'm still doing the ones that were done in one piece. This one didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but needless to say, it's one that I kept anyway. If you look, of course it's a baseball diamond. And if you look at the stands, there are rows of seating. I have done a few people, not a lot. It's hard to get. Where you headed? Oh. Where are you going?
Just showing off the back steps so the dogs can actually
Get
get
in.
down.
Oh. This one here I actually did add. I took a toothpick and shaved it down for the handle of the paddle. And you see he's kneeling in the canoe. And of course, if he's kneeling, his feet have to be in behind him. So, if I get the lighting just right, probably not. I can get the lighting, but not the feet, or I can get the feet, but not the lighting. Anyway, that's a paddler in a canoe. This one was hard to do any detail on. This ball was real crappy to carve. It kept flaking off, but that basically is a golfer. And if you look carefully, you'll see the ball, and he putted for the hole. That one, basically it's he's about 3/8 of an inch tall, maybe almost maybe a ½ inch. Now certain balls carve better than others. Okay, here's one. This one carved a little bit differently again. And this is of course it's a golfer lining up his putt. And I actually used a small piece of a nail and filed it down to make the putter. But it's basically the golfer lining up his putt. So, you know how they would crouch down and kind of have their hand on their one leg, and you know, whereas he has a baseball cap on. And I was going to put plumber's butt on him, but I decided not to. But he does have butt cheeks in his pants. And my 6 sense of humor. I carved a mobility scooter and used a piece of copper wire for the handlebars. But that was also one of the one-piece ones that I've done. It's a fun hobby. And I started out using just a regular pocket knife, and then I started using my small carving tools as well. The first couple were done pretty well just with the pocket knife and an X-Acto knife, and then with wanting to get a little more detail, I started using the carving tools, like I said. And then to save time, I started using the Dremel tool as well, so I could cut the balls faster and shape them faster, and then I would do the finer stuff with the knives. It cut in half the amount of time that it took to do golf ball carving. Some of those are like 5 and 6 hours work, believe it or not. And you can't do them all at once because your eyes go buggy, and I have a set of real strong magnifiers that I wear. It's a magnifying headband with lenses you can flip up, and I have 4 different lenses, and I have the 2 most powerful lenses in it, so you can double stack them, and it really brings, but then you end up working 2 or 3 inches from your face. It's much like working under a very fairly strong magnifying glass. But that's, it's just something I picked up and decided to start doing. And I've done, I don't know, maybe 50 or so. So, with that, I think I'll let you go. Have a good one.